Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub on Pub Sports Radio, Tuesday, June 22nd. We're back. I hope you missed us. It was weird. I'm telling you, 4 p.m. Eastern yesterday and not doing a show. That was a weird fucking feeling right there. When we've been doing this now 7 days a week, pretty much nonstop. But we're back today because NBA is back. We've got Game 2, Western Conference Final. LA Clippers, Phoenix Suns. Suns up 1-0. Suns 3 wins away from their first trip to the NBA Finals since Charles Barkley and his Phoenix Suns went there in 1993. And people ripping Charles for no championships. Yeah, you tried beating Michael Jordan in the NBA Finals back then. That's the only thing that kept him from winning a championship. I still say I still think of him as a guy that was an NBA champ, because if he places anyone but Jordan at that time in that era, he's going to be an NBA champion with that group. But no one was beating Michael Jordan.
I think Patrick Ewing and a few other guys probably would say that too. Yeah.
Malone, Stockton.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Charles Barkley had every single year roadblock in front of his fucking face to get to a championship.
MJ, baby.
MJ. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So I cut him some slack for not winning the title. I know they clown on him, Kenny and Shaq, and they clown on him for never winning a championship. But hey, it was a tough era for him to be going up against Michael Jordan right in his prime. But nevertheless, Clippers Suns Game 2, we'll get into it. I've already talked a little about the Hawks and the Sixers Game 7. We haven't been on since that game took place, so I'm going to keep it brief. But we know the Ben Simmons talk. People screaming to trade him in Philadelphia. Yeah, what are you going to get back for him? A bag of rocks? Like what? You're like, the trade value is just not there right now for Ben Simmons. I think you got to maybe try to stick with it. We're going to work through this. Try to work with him in the offseason. Someone's got to have a spy. You got to get a private investigator or a spy on Ben Simmons at all times to make sure he's not hunting down women, not chasing tail, not going to the strip club, not going to the nightclub, whatever the case may be. Make sure he's spending his summers and his days and weeks and months ahead in the gym, working on that damn free throw shooting, working on that damn mid-range game, getting something positive in a shooting department going into next season. Never mind the fun, never mind the summer, having a great time. Get to work, Ben Simmons. That's what I would say if I'm the Sixers. But Dutch, we'll start with you because we haven't been on, like we said, since that Game 7 with the Sixers and the Hawks took place. What can you say? Another disappointment for the Sixers.
Yeah, definitely a disappointing game. Sunday was really disappointing for me all around. Can't lie. Took it on the chin. Woke up Monday, feeling the tequila and the ass whooping the books gave me. I can't lie. I loaded up on Embiid over 31.5, and he fucking ends up with 31. Just gross. Big turnovers at the end of the game. Pretty much echo everything you're saying, except for am I happy with the way Ben Simmons played? Absolutely not. But I look at it kind of like a stock market on this guy. It is buy low on him right now. And I've been saying this for a while, and I actually heard about it just a little going around, the NBA Vine, CJ McCollum. I am a Blazer fan. And, I wouldn't be mad, send big man. We'll take him in Portland, sign Chauncey Billups as the head coach, bring in Ben Simmons. You could have CJ McCollum and we'll make it work, man. I really think, Big Ben can get it right. I mean, is he ever going to be, he's got to at least be 65-70% free throw shooter, in my opinion. Everything else, I guess he could work on, but those free throws is a must, absolute must. And that's something I believe he will get better at. I mean, I was reading some stat. He was 70% from the free throw line in the playoffs before this series, and obviously with the before this year with the Wizards as well. It just was horrible from there, and it just continued to get worse. But yeah, Philly was a big surprise to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not expect the Atlanta Hawks to be playing the Milwaukee Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals. I will say that.
Yeah, definitely. Atlanta, Milwaukee, a very, very eyebrow-raising Eastern Conference Finals matchup. You're right. And from the Atlanta side, give them credit, though. Found a way, and Nate McMillan's pushed the right buttons. Let's give him some credit, too. I mean, he was passed over for a lot of places. And now all of a sudden you got to give him, because really tracing back to when Pierce was let go and he took over, the Atlanta team really took off from that moment. Playing great ball. They got the perimeter guys. You got Gallinari stepped up. Bogdanovich has been big for them. John Collins, what a tough son of a gun in the low post. I was impressed with his effort, toughness. He's stuck in there with those big trees of the Philadelphia 76ers, didn't back down an inch. I give John Collins a lot of credit in that series. And look, they're a scrappy, feisty team. They're going to give Milwaukee some issues, I think, and give them a battle. Will it be enough to win? I don't know, but we'll talk more about that certainly tomorrow when we preview Atlanta, Milwaukee, the series, and Game 1. Skee Prophet, final thoughts. This is the airing of grief. This is like the Festivus episode of the NBA Pub Up. Airing of grievances here about this Philadelphia team and Ben Simmons. Time to air those grievances one last time, Skee.
Ben Simmons, I mean, we'll see. Now they're saying, last I saw, Doc Rivers and them were saying that they see something that they could work on with Ben Simmons or whatever the case is. I just kind of take that as like he's never wanted to work on his game before, but he's actually committed to working on his game now. And they'll see where it goes. But he sucks. I'm not a fan of players who can't shoot. I mean, it's no secret. That's why, I'm not the biggest Giannis fan, et cetera.
You like Lonzo?
Lonzo is a good three-point shooter.
But I don't want to open up that box.
Poking the bear.
But the Sixers,
you'll start coming with all these numbers.
Everything. I feel like they got deflated when Ben Simmons just passed up that dunk. Like, I don't know. I can understand, like, as a teammate, how you just get deflated at that moment right there. So I don't know. He's scared. He took like 3 shots in the fourth quarter all series.
Yeah, none. Skee games. 4, 5, 6, 7, 0 shots. That's come on. That's scared. That's scared. That's crazy.
Sam Darnold basketball version. Yeah.
No, I definitely put a lot of it on Ben Simmons because they're playing 4-on-5 out there. You can't even get a dunk or a layup because he's scared to go to the free throw line.
Did you see what he was doing to Trae Young though, Skee, in game 7, bro? I mean, he on the defense is going hard.
Watch what Drew Holiday does to Trae Young and still does on the offensive end.
Hey, you taking words out of my mouth now.
But
save that for tomorrow, friend.
I blame Doc Rivers too.
Of course.
Because he always does this, but you can't have your team giving up 2 20-point leads in games and not be the coach's fault. So Doc Rivers, Ben Simmons, whoever didn't help Seth Curry and Joel Embiid. Yes, Embiid could have made some free throws and not turned it over at the end. But if your teammate not even making a dunk or layup, you would want to take it yourself too, wouldn't you? So I don't blame Embiid too much. And we'll see what they do next year.
Yeah, you know what? Doc Rivers deserves blame. I mean, he tied the record for most consecutive Game 7 playoff series losses. He's tied the record for the most double-digit collapses, double-digit lead losses in the playoffs. He's got tied for the record in terms of head coach that has seen his team lose the game when leading by double digits at one point in the game. Doc Rivers, that's a dubious, bad, record to have. That's the kind of record you don't want to be the record holder of that kind of record if you're Doc Rivers. So he definitely he's got to own some of the blame for this as well. There's no question. Conor Mac, hard to believe, number 1 seed in the East. We thought maybe this year was going to be different for Philadelphia. Not the case.
Yeah, not the case. You probably like it, Dutch. They could send Simmons for McCollum because, he don't need to shoot. Dame shoots everything in the fourth. Yeah. So that's why you're cool with it. You'll take his defense.
Some defense, goddammit.
Switch that out. Yeah. So I know why you like that. Yeah. But, they just fell apart, the team, like Embiid thought it was. And as bad as yours was, too, ours 16 points with Curry. Just no one wanted the ball at the end. They're all kind of going around, give it to Embiid somewhat, and just such bad possessions. The last 5 minutes is hard to watch. Some of these basketball games have been hard to watch at the end, especially the Hawks-Sixers series. Doc Rivers, not a fan of, but he'll still be there. We'll see if Simmons can change his game. Like he's going to say, get in the gym and do whatever. I don't buy it. But just for a guy that can score 15 all year long and just do, and assists, and then he brings out, hey, man, I had 13 assists during the game. I mean, he did, but I don't know. It's just he's not a guy that I want as a leader. And who knows? They owe him all that money. So he's stuck there unless they trade him. So.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's hard to trade. They want to trade him, but there's no value. And that's why I think he's going to end up back there. And there's now whispers that if Simmons isn't back, do they go after Kyle Lowry, who they considered going after the first time and backed off? And now they're probably wishing they had. So a lot of questions for the Sixers going into the offseason. And as I said on Twitter after that game, so now we got Ben Simmons. can't make a mid-range jumper, can't make a three, can't make a free throw. Now he can't make a dunk. He's passing up dunks. What's there left offensively? Can he do anything offensively? Can he do anything with a shooting motion involved in it down the stretch?
I think it was so mental for him. I think he'll be all right, though.
Yeah,
I really
think
do.
it was.
And I hope this is like Skee mentioned. You know, that's my one knock on him is I don't know how much he really is into the NBA, like to the game. How much does he really love the game? This might, you know, this is probably the worst he's ever been. You know, in the media, dragged through it. He's getting he's getting it pretty bad, not through just in Philly, everywhere. So I hope he looks in the mirror and just, you know, he's got all the talent in the world. He's just got to work on his game. There's no reason why he shouldn't at least attempt a fucking jump shot. I mean, you got to have a little bit more confidence in your game, bro.
And to Skee's point about Ben, and we'll put this to rest finally after this, but yeah, I mean, he hasn't had that emotion and that passion. Like, where's the passion and emotion in his voice to get better? You know, I don't see that kind of enthusiasm or interest. If I'm the Sixers, I put a Secret Service agent next to him, spying him 24/7, making sure he's staying out of the nightclubs, staying out of the strip clubs. Enough of this, you know, fun games and at party time. Party, dude, over the summer months. No. Yeah, exactly. Get your ass in the gym, get on the court, work on that free throw shot, work on that shooting stroke, work on that form. You're only going to get better if you practice, right? You're only going to get better if you practice and if you work on it. You put in the time, you put in the hours. He should do it. He should want to do it. I don't know if he's got wired that way to want to do it. He looks like he's like couldn't give a shit with some of his
he might not be wired. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
I got a call Deadshot one time just because, I mean, he always want to talk about Alonzo, and then he's going to back up Ben Simmons, who can't shoot a lick. So I think he's just being a little because Ben Simmons might go to Portland, so he's just keeping hope alive.
Hey, no, I mean, yeah, like you said, Ben Simmons got to get better, you know, but I'm taking Ben Simmons every day of the week over Lonzo Ball and twice on Sunday, homeboy.
Conor and Ian, break the tie. What you think, Lonzo or Ben Simmons? Who would you rather have?
That one's tough.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. One the playoffs though, maybe all day. God, the playoffs to me though is such a big deal. Like Lonzo.
I haven't seen Lonzo enough in the playoffs.
That's
to really
true.
Be that confident saying Lonzo at this point. That's the problem.
That's true. We haven't seen him in the playoffs.
They said Ben Simmons. They said Ben Simmons. See, that's what it is.
We need Lonzo's shooting and Ben's defense. Can we like form a player with those two characteristics and put them together? No, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Let the chat decide. I can't see the chat right now. Salute to everybody in the chat. You decide. Ben Simmons or Lonzo Ball. That shouldn't take too long to think. I know that.
Yeah.
Lonzo can shoot free throws. Jerome Martinez, he can shoot
3-pointers.
3-pointers.
We need some genius, some experiment, someone that can somehow build a human being with the defensive ability of Ben Simmons with the shooting of Lonzo Ball and combine the two. Kind of like someone can do that with me. You take my sports betting brain and mind and you put like Arnold Schwarzenegger's physique or something.
We need a better jumper than Lonzo Ball. Give me Ray Allen's jumper and Ben Simmons' body, you know, like, come on, don't give me Lonzo's. I don't want to. If I get that, I mean, Lonzo's okay, but come on, he ain't no elite shooter. Come on, man.
No, he's not.
But yeah,
don't break the numbers out on you.
What do you say, Skee?
Don't make me break the numbers out on you.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Like he did the other day with that Clippers Suns over, which cashed with ease on Sunday afternoon in Game 1. That's when he puts the hammer down. Look out.
Tell me how it was 44 points, right, at first quarter, and I'm like, yeah, and then it just went to hell after that.
Exploded.
It just exploded in 3 quarters after that, pretty much for the rest of the game. But will it explode tonight as we segue? The master of the segue does it again. Game 2, Clippers and Suns tonight. We've got the Suns up 1-0 in the series. Phoenix, they did open 6-point favorites now down to about 5 in most spots, 224 the total here in this game. I had the Clippers in the first quarter and the first half. We cashed the first quarter. We did not cash the first half, and then Phoenix did their thing in the second half. Played a great second half, won the game, covered. And look, Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton. You can start and end your analysis of Game 1 right there. Those two were spectacular. Devin Booker, not just shooting. I know the 40 points is great. Of course, he has the triple-double. The passing, just the passing that he had in that game as well, setting up his teammates, finding the open man. I mean, just brilliant. Do you think he's learned a thing or two from Chris Paul, who, of course, didn't play? I would say so with that performance. Magnificent by Devin Booker. DeAndre Ayton had the edge inside that I thought he would. I thought the Clippers would have a tough time matching up. He had a huge day, went over his point total prop in game one, DeAndre Ayton. I don't know if there's an answer for Ayton. I would come right back to his prop tonight, probably, for the Phoenix Suns. As far as Booker, though, look, if you're Ty Lue, you got to go overtime to work on a defensive stop against him. You've got to try to get the ball out of his hands, try to frustrate him a bit. So this might be a sell high on Booker after that 40-point performance in game one. I'd be looking more toward Ayton. I'd be looking more toward Jay Crowder. I'd be looking more toward Mikal Bridges as well in that 12.5-point range. And he's gotten to 13, 14 points in a majority of games this year against the Clippers head-to-head. So I think Bridges is a good over prop tonight for the Phoenix Suns. He had a decent game one. Crowder, I thought, stepped up as well in game one. Those are the guys I'd look at. I'd pass on Booker tonight from a point standpoint. I'd look more at Ayton and Crowder and Bridges for the Phoenix Suns tonight in this game. And I like Reggie Jackson. He's the player prop guy I like for the Clippers tonight. I think he's got to step up a little bit more because we don't know if Marcus Morris is going to play, right? Questionable for this game tonight.
He should be in, I think.
He said he's not on the injury
upgraded.
Report, so, yeah.
Okay, that's big because obviously they need all the help they can get. But yeah, there was some question about Morris, but sounds like he will be in. But I still like Reggie Jackson. I like him over points, over 3-pointers as well. He keeps on shooting from long range. I think that one makes sense as well. As far as the side goes, I like the Clippers in the first quarter again because I think they've got to start strong like they did the other night, and I think they will. But man, it's hard to take them full game. Because this could be a situation, maybe the Suns are going to prove again, even without Chris Paul, they're just better than the Clippers. And there's part of me that's starting to think that already, even after just one game, that maybe the Suns are going to prove like they did against Denver, that maybe they're just too good for this Clippers bunch. I think the Clippers will play better, but I like Phoenix in the series. I think they're going to win this series. I think they're going to get to the finals. And I'm going to need to see more out of the Clippers without Kawhi that they can match up defensively against the Suns because the Suns just shredded them. The Suns just kicked their ass at the offensive end of the basketball court on Sunday in game one. They did whatever they wanted offensively, and the Clippers couldn't figure it out. And without Kawhi, yeah, you proved you could defend a one-trick pony Utah three-point shooting happy team. Now you've got to be able to prove you can do it against a much more versatile inside-outside balance team like the Phoenix Suns, and they had trouble with that in game one. So I like Clippers early. I don't like them more than the first quarter or the first half, though. I think Phoenix could do what they did in game one, get stronger as the game goes. I would stick to the over again, probably, as far as the total goes, because, again, without Paul, they play a little quicker. And same with the Clippers with that small lineup. I think you're going to see that lead to potentially more points tonight. So Clippers early, first quarter especially, over the total. And I like Ayton, Ayton, Crowder, and Bridges, those three player props over for the Suns. And I like Jackson for the Clippers over points and over 3-pointers in the game tonight. Skee, what do you think for game two, Clippers Suns?
I like a lot of points tonight, so I'm not mad at your looks on props. Mikal Bridges, a solid look. I would probably look towards Ayton, points and rebounds. Cameron Payne, even probably another player I would look to play on today. For the Clipper side, if I'm betting props with them, I think it's been Reggie Jackson threes every single game. He just continues to at least get 3. So that would be the guy that I highlight on that side. And I agree with what you said about Clippers defense without Kawhi. I mean, Clippers defense in general, I don't think has been as good as advertised. The only time they were holding teams down was when the other stars were hurt. Donovan Mitchell, his ankle, Doncic was banged up. So I'm not really a believer in their defense. The other games, they kind of got lit up. And without Kawhi in general, their last 5 have all went over. They average about 236 points. Like you said, without Chris Paul, they're going to play with more pace. All 3 games without him went over, about 236 points. So I like points here. I mean, the first quarter, like Dutch said, it started off slow, mostly probably because Phoenix has been sitting out for so long. They're rusty, and they didn't have their starting point guard. But as you saw, it's going to pick up. It exploded. I don't think we get a slow start in this one. And all I hear both coaches talk about is playing with pace. Ty Lue said he's playing Rondo more because he likes the pace that he brings and that he can get everybody else involved and open shots and easy shots. And then you hear what's his name, Monty Williams. You hear him say that he likes when Booker's getting uphill because he feels like he plays better that way. And you hear him say all the time that you want to get out and transition to avoid set defense. So I think both teams are going to try to do that. And I just see too much pace to not taking over. Clippers are the number 3 3-point shooting team in the league. Yes, I think they're going to continue to make 3-pointers. And I don't think it matters if you go first half or full game. First half, if you look at both teams' last 6 games, you combine them together, 11-1 to the over. And I like the full game over as well. So a lot of points here. And if I have to pick a side, a lot of the times for majority of the season, when the Suns win, they cover. And I understand they brought the line down a little bit without Chris Paul. We all knew he wasn't going to play anyway, but
no.
I think the Suns are going to win. And you look at their last 8 games in the playoffs, they've won and they've covered. So I wouldn't be scared to lay the 4.5.
All right, lean into the Suns, liking the over, and a few of those props, Skee, like that he mentioned. Yeah, Ty Lue's done a lot of good things with the lineups, with the adjustments at times in the playoffs. This is going to be the ultimate test for him because on defense, guess what? They weren't stopping dribble penetration. They didn't stop the mid-range game. They let Phoenix do whatever they wanted around the rim. They let Phoenix jack up a bunch of threes and make them all. Like, there was nothing defensively that the Clippers said, okay, we did that well in game 1 defensively. So this is Ty Lue's ultimate test tonight. You got to fix this defense somehow. Can it be fixed? Is it just a bad matchup? We're going to find out a lot more tonight. What do you think, Dutch, game 2?
Yeah, I won't be on the under on this one. I know that. I'll either be on the over or I'll just stay off this one. But real quick though, shout out to our guy Big Show, who's behind the scenes, not here today, and I'm missing him because I can't see the chat. Sorry, I can't see any of the comments. I don't got my laptop with me. But yeah, salute to my man Big Show. I miss you, bro. Yeah, hit the like he was saying. We gotta hit that motherfucking like button real quick. Just do it real quick. We muchly appreciate it. From this game, what stood out to me is real quick. I do like the Suns in this game. I'm not gonna be no first half, first quarter, or anything. It's gonna be full game. I like it at -4.5. Now, what stood out to me in game 1 is the Clip shot did shoot 45% from the field. They shot 42% from 3 and made 20 of them. They're +7 in that. Also, +8 in the free throw attempts. Had 23 assists to 9 turnovers, and the bench gave them 36 points, +14, and they still lose the game. I just don't see them doing that again, and if they do, I just expect Phoenix to be better at home, like they are. The crowd is there. A couple numbers for Phoenix: they're 7-0 ATS last 7 after an ATS win, and they're 8-0 actually in the last 8 games ATS overall. So that's a trend I'm going to stick with. I didn't go against it game 1, but I did. I did have the Clippers first quarter +135. We should have probably cashed that. If you took the points, you actually did cash it. First half didn't go as well. I had it first half. The first quarter was a push, and I did lose the first half. Full game, I stayed off of it. But I'm not going to go against the Phoenix here at home. I really expect them to handle business. You touched on it a little bit with Ayton, Ian. He's just been eating, man. We've been cashing on him all postseason long. I don't see how he doesn't. It was 14.5 -130. It's at 15.5 -105 right now. Shop around. I like that a lot. I do expect him to get 20+. He had 20 and 9 game 1. 10 of 14 from the field. Zubac, Morris, Cousins, they got nothing for this guy. As long as he had the second most attempts for Phoenix. As long as that continues, he will easily get +15. Now, the Suns did play well game 1 without Chris Paul. They had 31 assists, only 7 turnovers. You mentioned Chris Paul, he's put his stamp on this game. They only made 13 threes, too, so I think they can do better from that aspect. And 6 guys had double digits. I looked out for that to continue. If you like Bridges, if you like Crowder's still at 11.5. I think he had that damn near in the first half last game, kind of slowed out towards the end. But I definitely look for Devin Booker to get more in the assist category. So I'm locking in over 6.5 assists, -115. He did average 4.5 assists in the series against Denver with no Chris Paul. You've seen he's actually getting a lot of point time. He obviously had 11 in game 1. I look for him to have a 7+ assists tonight, and they'll probably bring a little bit more after he dropping 40 on that ass. So look for him to probably get that double team. Have to move the ball a little bit more. Bridges, Crowder in the corner, and even move the ball with Ayton. A couple passes down low with him. But I definitely like the over 6.5 assists. And another thing I'm looking at a little juicy here with Devin Booker is plus 200 on the double-double. Now, he's actually had 3 out of the last 4 games. He's had a double-double. He could get this he had a triple-double, obviously, in game 1. He didn't give me plus 200. I see him getting over the 10 assists tonight, but we also have that chance to get him on the rebounds as well. So lock in Devin Booker double-double plus 200.
Yeah, that's a good value, plus 200. That really is on that Devin Booker double-double. You just saw him get a triple-double. I agree with the fact that, look, points, this is not the night, I think, for Devin Booker's points. And A, with Chris Paul out, and B, look, they're going to get the ball out of his hands. They're not going to allow him to just shoot from everywhere tonight like they did in game 1 because he crushed them for 40 points. So he's probably going to have to be a facilitator and more of a passer tonight and look more for his teammates because I think the Clippers are going to try to force him to not shoot the ball as much as he did in game 1. So that assists prop with Devin Booker definitely makes some sense for sure. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Game 2, Clippers Suns.
Yeah, this should be good. I lean the Suns here now that, especially it's dropped to 4.5. I don't think it goes any lower than that. I'm interested on this total. It's got us, talked a lot about in game 1. It's got me. I lean towards the under here in game 2. I don't think the Clippers shoot as well as they did. I don't think they make 23s again. I think there's some adjustments by Lou, but the whole sticks out to me. We talked about Chris Paul, how slow he is, and the pace. That's the only thing that gets me a little bit. But I lean under, jumped up 4 points then from game 1. You could still get 223.5. I lean under here a little bit. The props wise, you guys nailed it. Ayton, take his points, rebounds, double-doubles, a solid look. I like Crowder over 11.5. And you hit it, Dutch. Booker over assists. And I think Payne, I don't know if Payne gets 9, but I think you get over 5.5, or you could take 6.5 at plus money. I think that's a good one. Jackson, he's been money. You guys mentioned Jackson's money there. And then the other one I was looking at, man, he got there with the threes. Over 1.5 is plus 105. And his points now is 11.5. He only shot the ball 4 times, and he went 3 of 3 from 3. I got to think he shoots a little bit more. We don't know what Morris probably plays, but he's got to do a little bit more, I think, tonight for them to do. So I looked at his points a little bit as well. And that was it props wise.
All right, good stuff. There we go. That is game 2, Clippers and Suns tonight taking place. Connor, Skee, Dutch, great analysis as always. Thanks to everyone in the chat. We'll get to best bets in just a second. Of course, now we just have one game a day, so the best bet can be anything. Side, total, first half, full game, player prop, anything. Whatever your best look is on each game, that's what we'll go with best bets moving forward. But thanks to everyone in the chat. Turnsey, Gerald Martinez, Eric Chang, Rick the Ruler, Whack Prescott, Lit Picks, Brad Hunt, everybody, Guillermo Zertucci, good to see you once again. Joe Free, Max on Record, Sterling Gentry, Jackie Corn Dogs. Jackie Corn Dogs. 586 with mustard, yeah. Hey, we're gonna have the hot dog eating contest coming up. It's July 4th almost, so that's coming up not too far from now. So Brian Watson, Chris Brady, John Lee, Wesley, I Need Money, Anthony Imbrogno, everybody in the chat. Small Thrill. Yes, great day here in Canada. Single game sports betting is coming here now. Great stuff today. Great, beautiful thing, as Dutch would say. Emily Aguilera, Lucky Power, Johnny K. Van Lee. Thanks to everyone, Jeremiah McCoy. Thanks to everyone in the chat. We appreciate you joining us here on the NBA Pub Up Show. We'll get to best bets and Dutch's freshest look in just a second. But first, messages from Manscaped and Southtown 101. right, Southtown 101, when you're in San Antonio, Texas, be sure to stop in, have a bite to eat, some pints, some live music, DJs karaoke as well. Southtown 101 in San Antonio. Manscaped, promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase using promo code PubSports. The Lawnmower 4.0, new and improved, fresh off the market, on the market, I should say. 20% off. Use the promo code PubSports and mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. NHL, NBA playoffs, MLB daily. Football is just a month and a half away. We're going to have NFL preseason football, and college football is right around the corner too. I can't wait. This is going to be our first full football season with Pub Sports Radio, really, since we've pushed things into overdrive with the channel. So we're looking forward to it here. No doubt about it. This fall football season fast approaching. So check out mybookie.ag. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit. mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. All right, let's get to best bets and Dutch's freshest look. Skee, we'll start with you. What do you like for best bet game 2, Clippers Suns?
I gave plenty of reasons. I'm not really mad if you go first half, but I'll go full game. Coaches talk about pace. No Kawhi, no CP3. If you want to look at, I didn't mention, but if you want to look at the last 3 games for both of these teams, they average about 241.5 points on a full game, about 115.5 on the first half. So I like points. I like the over.
All right, there we go. We got over 223 with the Clippers and the Suns game 2 tonight. Best bet for Ski Profit. Dutch, what do you got? Freshest look.
Yeah, shout out to my guy G. We got to get right on this freshest look. So I really like the Suns -4.5, to be honest with you. But I'm going to go ahead and make the freshest look DeAndre Ayton over 15.5 points, -105. You get the double-double at -113, 115. But I love the points. I don't think if they're not going to win this game if he doesn't get 15 plus. So DeAndre Ayton will be eating early and often tonight. Over 15.5 points, boys. Lock that motherfucker in.
There you go. Over 15.5 points. DeAndre Ayton, freshest look for Dutch. What do you think, Conor Mac? Best bet?
Well, I like that. I was going to go – I'll give you 2 here. Ayton got the double-double, but I'll throw one more in. He gets over 1.5 threes. It's plus money. You can get plus 105 or plus 110. Terrence Mann gets over. He gets 2 threes tonight. So kind of a double bet there. Ayton double-double, I like, and throw that Terrence Mann. He gets a couple threes. He'll throw them up tonight.
I like it. Absolutely, I do. Ayton double-double and over 1.5 3 balls. Made 3-pointers for Terrence Mann. 2 best bets for Conor Mac. I'll throw out 2 best bets as well. I'll do a player prop and I'll do the total. I like the over as well, like Ski, over 223. Clippers Suns tonight. That'll be one best bet. The other will be a player prop. I'm going Mikal Bridges over 12.5 points here tonight. I think he's one of those guys that's going to be there to make shots. I think Booker's going to be more of a passer, not quite as much of a shooter tonight. And I think Mikal Bridges will be on the receiving end of some great dimes, courtesy of Devin Booker tonight. So I think Mikal Bridges gets over that 12.5 points. That will be my best bet in terms of player prop, and I'll also go with the over 223. So 2 best bets from me as well for tonight's game here on the NBA Pub Hub. That'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Hub. We'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Oh, before we wrap it up, because we'll talk game 1 specifically tomorrow. Atlanta is plus 360 in this series against Milwaukee. Any takers? Any takers?
Save your money. Go get some good kush.
Only if you do the bird call.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Well,
It's got to be fair to Deer. Deer's gonna.
I think they're going to compete, and I think they're going to be scrappy. But I can't.
I like him in game 1, the points though. I think he can hang around. We'll see.
I don't want to give away too much for tomorrow. So these cats got.
Yeah.
Something.
All right.
Hey, that ain't happening, man.
All right.
I want to say something.
All right.
So it looks like we got 4 no's
no's
for Atlanta. I'm tempted, but I'm still a no.
No, I wouldn't do this.
Plus
Shout out to our
360.
guy, Nicky Fish Tank.
Yeah, I just think Milwaukee now, they got through the behemoth that is, albeit Brooklyn was banged up, but it'll be a tougher matchup for Atlanta than, you're playing 5-on-4 the whole series down the stretch against Philadelphia. It's going to be a little bit more difficult.
I'll be rooting for him. I'll say that.
Yes, definitely. I hope it's a good series anyway, and they are scrappy. Will it be enough? That remains to be seen, but we'll talk game 1. Bucks and Hawks tomorrow, Eastern Conference Final.
Hell yeah.
The NBA Pub Hub. Yeah, it sounds like that bird is dying. They're getting abused.
I know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Deathbed, man.
Yeah.
It's in the last stages.
Oh man, that's a bird that's in a bad way, bad way right there. That bird sound. Man, good stuff, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, for another edition of the NBA Pub Up. For Connor, for Dutch, for Skee, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Tuesday night. Enjoy Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. We'll see you again tomorrow on Wednesday for another NBA Pub Hub here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. Yo, hit the motherfucking like button. Be sure to like and subscribe. Salute to the chat, the real ones. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed. Let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest.
We be pumping!